Oh, yeah. Welcome to Talkin' Baseball, team profile and projection for the 2020 season. On today's episode, we are talking about the Atlanta Braves, formerly known as
my Atlanta Braves.
The Boston Braves.
Boston Braves.
Formerly before that known as the Boston Bees.
Oh, man.
And then before that, the Boston Braves. That's funny. So for 4 years, they were like, let's not do the Braves name.
Let's get away from the Braves.
Let's get away. Let's go. What do you like? Bees? And like bees on the field?
I don't want to lose the B.
Before the Braves.
And then someone said, stop. What'd you just say? B?
B? Bees. Yeah. And then
we should get a Bees jersey in here. Salt Lake Bees and the Boston Bees.
For 1 year, 1911, they were the Boston Rustlers.
Rustlers?
Yeah, 1 year.
I like that.
It was just very team specific. A bunch of rustlers on that team.
Is it wrestlers?
Rustlers.
Like rustling leaves?
A rustler to me is like a wrangler, cowboy type person. One who rustles, a cattle. Yeah, thief.
Okay.
Yeah. Before that, the Doves.
Wow.
In 1883 to 1906, the Bean Eaters.
Yeah.
Red caps and red stockings. They've been around for a while.
Let's go Bean Eaters. Weird times in the stands back then.
Oh, yeah. Real weird times. Just gassy and gross. Owned by Liberty Mutual. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I thought they were owned by Turner. I thought that's why they were on TNT.
Is Turner owned by Liberty Mutual?
We'll get our research department on that. Not sure.
Who owns the Braves? Brand new spring training facility. The Braves group consists of Liberty Media Corporation's wholly owned subsidiary, Braves Holding LLC, which indirectly owns the Atlanta Braves Major League Baseball Club, the Atlanta Braves Stadium, and associated real estate projects. So it's just a Braves group. It's a group.
Okay.
That's kind of boring. There's like a million owners. But Time Warner sold them in 2007, Jake.
Oh, okay. Cool.
To Liberty Media. And this is the info you definitely came to hear.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's the Braves TPP. We'll see how they do.
Yep.
No, James, that was a joke.
Oh. It's still going to go? Okay, more? All right. Well, the Braves are a good squad.
Yes.
And they are a friend of JOMBOY Media.
Yes.
So we are a friend to them. They treated us so well down in spring training.
Very nice.
Got to chat with some players. Got to stand next to Ozzie Albies, little monster.
Sure. Love Ozzie. Pound for pound. Someone told us.
Yeah, it was either
that they were told that Ozzie Albies is pound for pound strongest player in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
And that's because he's small.
Yeah, he's like 5'8".
We didn't get next to him, but I mean, he looked our size.
I'd say whatever he's listed as.
Had real pop, though.
Oh, Little Monster. Is that a name that people call him?
Little Monster. Should.
Or did you just call him that?
Should. I think it's a we.
Because I like it.
It's good.
And also, last year.
Because you know what? I mean, a monster's still a monster.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how small.
Don't care what size you are. You are a monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Big monster's scarier than little monster, though.
Oh, sure.
Okay. But he is a little monster.
And they got a couple of them, too. And we want to give our Braves, we have a little bit of a Braves contingent that has reached out and become fans of ours, and we're fans of theirs.
Yeah. You gonna shout them out?
So what do we got? We got Ashland,
Emily and Marla. Our Braves fans. Very nice to us. So we'll be nice to them.
And I think it was because I adopted the Braves last year because I thought they were the only team in the NL that could give the Dodgers a match. Where Jake was wrong. But this Braves team comes back from last year. What'd they win? 97 games last year?
Yeah, give or take.
97
and 65.
In the NL Beast. And boy, did they have an offseason.
Interesting offseason. You know they didn't make
an early offseason.
They didn't make a single trade. Do you know that?
Good. They were signing people.
They were they lost some people. They lost Matt Joyce. They lost Swarzak. They lost Josh Donaldson and Dallas Keuchel. They lost Tehran. They lost That's kind of all of it. Those are the big names that you need to. They added.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it?
This is crazy. Yeah. So in/returning Cole Hamels. He's in from Chicago. I guess a pretty fair replacement for Keuchel.
Corona Reuter.
They bring back Flowers and Darno to be their catching. Actually, Darno comes in. He was in the Rays to finish last year, where he showed a lot of good stuff.
I saw him.
Will Smith and Chris Martin return to help lock up that bullpen, and that's where a lot of these Braves questions are. Nick Markakis returns. Marcelo Zuna at the end of the offseason, he becomes a big signing for them. And then some little guys, Darren O'Day, not literally little. Felix Hernandez, our guy now. Josh Tomlin, Charlie Culberson.
he's Corona's taking his job away from him.
That's tough.
Because if the season gets delayed, he kind of has the fifth starter locked up while Cole Hamels returns from injury. If the season gets delayed and Cole Hamels is healthy, then Felix Hernandez's baseball career may be over, and that's sad.
That's got to be when this Corona stuff wraps up. I'm saying May 1st the country is going to be in a real comfy spot with Corona. I think we do a who got screwed, and it could be King Felix.
Have I told you
Herrera.
that the fact that it's one word, coronavirus, bothers me?
You haven't, but I kind of agree. Because they're two words, we know.
They're two separate words.
Can't just throw it together for this.
Why are you virus is a word, and we're using virus how virus is used.
Right.
So why are we just smashing them together?
The whole COVID thing, I don't know.
It's pissing me off. I don't like it at all. How's Felix's spring going? If you don't know, Felix they had a spot open as the fifth starter. And
it was basically Sean Newcomb's.
Yes.
Young lefty.
But they brought Felix in to see what he's all about.
Right.
Cole Hamels goes down with sore shoulder.
Strained shoulder.
Shoulder. He's a strained soldier with a sore shoulder. No, he's a strained soldier with a sore shoulder.
No, it's a strained shoulder.
Yes, but I'm changing it.
I think it's better strained and strained.
What about a sore soldier with a strained
soldier with a strained shoulder? That's brutal.
Okay.
That's as good as it gets.
So they brought in Felix,
yes.
And basically
the king.
He kind of he
made the team.
He was doing well, I think. Oh wait. We saw his first start, and it was the first game of spring.
Sure.
And he was just lights out.
And also,
he's having a good spring.
Let's give the Braves a shout out on another level. We met with their media team and stuff, and they're doing a Braves Hard Knocks type thing. Go check that out because that's quality baseball content.
13.2 innings pitched for Felix, 1.98 ERA. He has the spot unless Corona delays it and takes it away from him.
And dude, he's been on Pitch Ninja and stuff. I think he worked on perfecting his changeup because he only throws 88 nowadays. Yeah. Where do you start with this Braves team? Is it the lineup or the pitching?
Oh, last year they had a good mix of young and older guys.
Okay.
With McCann, Freddie, JD, not older but veteran presence,
right.
And now the younger guys are maturing. They still have Freddie, although he left for personal reasons or for the last game. I don't know what that was. They brought in some non-roster invitees: Yonder Alonso, Young Jervis Solarte,
yes.
Peter O'Brien.
Your guy.
Ex-Yankee with a lot of pop in the minor leagues.
Same last name as you.
Yes, also.
Hot take.
The Braves team is good. Their rotation is good. Their lineup is interesting to me because, currently Darno's the fifth hole hitter, and you got Swanson and Camargo, Sess, Riley. I don't know. They have a lot. They have a lot of dudes.
They're a top heavy lineup.
They're four dudes, and then they don't even they don't even have guys.
Yeah, they're 3.5 dudes. Acuna is special. Approached 40-40 last year. Ozzie Albies pound for pound. We don't need to do that. Freddie Freeman. I mean, you know what you're gonna get. Marcelo Zuna, who's in the lineup. He's replacing Josh Donaldson. To be that right-handed threat after Freddie. And then you're right. I mean, Travis d'Arnaud doesn't jump off the page there for you, but he really did some impressive stuff with Tampa, and I know we personally saw a 3-homer game of his. Always was a talented guy, could never stay healthy. Him and Flowers share the catching position. And I do think this lineup is missing a little bit. I mean, Nick Markakis is going to play a decent amount. Adam Duvall. These guys find their way into the lineup. I think you shift Acuna to center field and you get one of those guys in. You like the lineup a little more. It's definitely a top-heavy lineup, and there's 4 bad men at the top of the lineup, and if you could get through them on a given day, yeah, I think you're going to do pretty well. But at the same time, as I complimented Soto and Rendon or the Red Sox team that had that steady top of the lineup, we've kind of been seeing, as long as you've got those bad dudes, and I'm saying bad dudes in a good way here, your lineup's going to be good. And I think they were a top 10, basically across the board in baseball hitting last year.
They need d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud's not a guy. I mean, he had a good year last year, Jake. He still falls at an 89 OPS plus and a 748 OPS.
Right.
And 17 home runs with a juice ball. It's good because he was like bounced around from 3 teams. He found a home and he helped the team. But it's not a 5-hole threat.
And I think our whole thing, and
same with Swanson.
If you're Atlanta,
pretty boy, like him, but he's not like a threat.
If you're Atlanta, the whole question you and I were asking earlier in the offseason, and part of what they're doing is keeping lineup flexibility. And again, they probably have a 5-year plan that we're not going to be able to speak on. Maybe Braves fans know it more than us, but I know in Yankee land we were a little lost for a couple years because we're like, oh, there's some big free agents out there. The Yankees never made their move. Garrett Cole was the move they've been waiting for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves have that flexibility with all their youth and the contracts that Acuna and Albies signed. So there will be a day that a big free agent joins this team, and we were kind of hoping for that this offseason, because if you start crunching the numbers together, I mean, Ozuna gets $18 million. Hamels gets $18 million. They could have, in theory, used a lot of the money for that to sign another dude. And I think we'd be raving about this Atlanta team if they did.
They offered Donaldson something. It came out, at least, that they
It
came out that they apparently offered Donaldson something, but it didn't get him. But yeah, if Donaldson's back in that lineup, you're good, because Donaldson's a better bat than Ozuna. Ozuna's a guy. Donaldson's a dude.
He's a guy, dude. He can have a dude type year. And we haven't mentioned your guy Young Thick yet, Austin Riley.
Young, thick,
I know
Austin
you've
Riley.
got dude hopes for him.
Well, that's funny, because it was funny when we were at spring training and Trevor Plouffe didn't know who he was looking at, and he just said, that guy's thick.
He's thick.
I said, yeah, I nicknamed him Young, Thick Austin Riley.
Thick.
And that's kind of what I'm going to call him until I forget that I call him that.
Sure.
He's in a spring training battle with Camargo.
Johan Camargo.
And I think it's pretty close. I believe they said, they're both impressing us right now, and it's going to come down to like the last couple weeks of spring, which don't exist anymore.
Right.
So I have no idea how that plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see with that. Oh my God, young guys eligibility stuff is going to be funky coming up. It's going to be a wild 2020, folks. Glad to be on the ride with you. But yeah, I think you're looking for someone in the back end of that lineup to give you a little more. And who knows if it is Austin Riley, if Dansby Swanson can take a jump, if
Camargo comes back to life,
Duvall and Markakis come back. This lineup's going to be good, and it's going to be linked to the top 4 on this lineup.
Yeah. 2018 Camargo, if that dude is hitting in the bottom of the lineup, that's good.
That's good.
He was good.
That's good. Dansby had a good first half. He fell off. For me, I've repeated it a couple times now, so I'll stop. But it's all about the 3.5 at the top of the lineup. If they could add another one, that does stretch out the lineup a little more and make.
Or just someone turns into that guy.
Yeah, if it's Young Thick stepping up, if it is someone at the trade deadline, if d'Arnaud really did figure something out, if the Adam Duvall Nick Markakis platoon is fierce. But either way, just having those 3 special players at the top of that lineup makes the Braves real tough.
Yeah, and they got good pitching.
Good pitching.
And at the end, their bullpen, they needed help, so they traded for Shane Green last year, right?
Yeah.
At the deadline, and then they traded for Mark Melancon at the deadline.
Yeah.
Right, and they just picked up Will Smith,
Chris Martin. They made moves on that bullpen.
Chris Martin they traded, and he's still around.
Re-signed him,
so a lot of the top guys are They haven't had a full season. They haven't had a full season of Melanson. They haven't had a full season of Smith. They haven't had a full season of Martin or Green.
No, and that's what could be really different about this team because their relief pitchers last year, I mean, some of the numbers, they were 20th in WHIP, middle of the pack in a lot of things. And I think right now you still don't see we keep using guy and dude a lot because our Braves fans said they like that. They don't have the dude that ends the game that you look in that bullpen and you're like, if he comes in, the game's over.
Hard to find those guys in MLB, but Shane Green was a pretty good closer before he came over. And Melanson's done it before, but Melanson, I don't know.
And Will Smith has been the best of them of late. Will Smith could easily take the closer job. But I think that's what's important to note is now they have 5 guys, Chris Martin, Luke Jackson, Shane Green, Will Smith, Mark Melanson, that those 5 guys are going to be pretty good dudes coming out of a bullpen.
Yeah.
Though a lot of those guys have gotten big major league outs. I know Chris Martin turned it on last year, and he was a big injury for them going into the playoffs. What Will Smith is now. So I think, a couple of those guys could have tough years, but a lot of those guys are going to hit too.
I want Austin Riley to become a dude.
I know you do.
I like young guys.
Yeah.
I like them improving. You know who they have coming up out of their ranks, Jake? They got a young pitcher that dominated AA last year.
Sure.
Got promoted to AAA.
Yep.
So projected to see action in 2020.
Yep.
Ian Anderson.
Ian Anderson, yep.
Ian A. You know anything about him?
Bryce Wilson could get the call. I just know this. The Braves, I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. There's a couple bigger franchises in baseball that have figured it out. Braves, Dodgers, Yankees. If we run ourselves properly, like if we act like the Tampa Bay Rays or the Oakland A's and we build through our farm system, that's what's going to sustain us. And what gives them the advantages, the Braves signed 2 $18 million players this offseason. The Rays got Susugo, who I love. Mm-hmm. But what the Braves can do, and this is why they're keeping that flexibility, is that if the free agent class comes along, that there's their guy they've been waiting for, they can make that move. But they've got more guys coming up. I mean, Anderson, Bryce Wilson, Touki Toussaint. Your dude. We saw Yangervis Solarte at spring training. Not a prospect, but a hell of a name always. So this Braves team has more and more coming. They're 2020 top prospects. I think it lists, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got 9 guys listed, and all of them are supposed to come up in the next 2 seasons, projected by Fangraphs. So the depth of this team is pretty unreal. It's going to keep coming. And I guess that's the only part that, after saying all that, makes me a little, not sad, but this team could have done a full death punch of sorts. Like, they could have been in the Rendon game. And then what would we be saying about this team? We would be saying that they are with the Dodgers, the Yankees, if you still believe in the Astros. And I think they're still a tier below that.
You wanted them to go death punch.
I mean, I always do, baby.
Can we talk about the pitching?
Let's talk about the pitching a little bit.
They have some young studs.
Yes.
They have
some of the best pitchers you might not know in baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Soroka was awesome last year.
Yeah.
Young Canadian, just absolutely dominated.
It's a 21-year-old.
Yeah. Max Fried.
Yep.
Tougher year. Definitely has the ability, but friend of the program.
Friend of the program, and I mean, still a good year. But
good year, but I mean, not like a...
And I watched him throw a good curveball yesterday in spring training, so yeah, he'll be good.
Folty's the interesting one, Jake.
Folty's a wild card.
Because his 2018 numbers
are
fantastic.
Yep.
They are also incredible outliers from his career.
Right.
Also, Game 5
right.
of the NLDS, Folty gets the start, only gets 1 out, 6 earned runs. There were some bad breaks.
It's a tough inning.
Tough inning. There's like a double play ball, so I'm not. But
and didn't he have a really good start before that in the playoffs? Like he basically saved his season.
7 innings, pitched 0 earned runs.
Yeah.
Game 2 of that same series.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Fulte. He's looking back at his season, saying, "Damn it, I didn't prove that 2.4 ERA dude is who I actually am."
Right.
And then he looks at the postseason.
Yeah.
And he could have saved it, but then he says,
so close
to saving it. Damn. Close. So I think he's like your bounce back player on the Braves, where if he doesn't need to do his 2018. He doesn't need to have 31 starts and a sub-3 ERA. But if he can get an ERA in the 3s,
yeah,
and be the third pitcher, second pitcher with Soroka and Fried, I think that's a hell of a 1-2-3. And
he's got the stuff for it. He showed that in that impressive division series game. I mean they just need him be solid, like you're saying. Don't necessarily reach for the stars. Hey, if you get there, that's pretty sweet. But either way, I like Soroka. I like Fried. They're young guys in theory that should be getting better. And I think it's funny, right now the top 4 in their rotation, and Hamels when he's healthy, everyone will have been a first-round pick. Like they got talented guys up there.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was looking at a page because Newcomb's going to be the 4th starter, right?
Yeah.
So Newcomb had a pretty good 2018 as well. 30 games started, 3.9 ERA, 4.14 FIP. 105 ERA plus, but last year he was injured. Only made 4 starts. No. Pitching 55 games. Got pushed to the pen last year.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Needed him back there.
Interesting. And then King Felix rooting for him to be the best ever.
Right.
If he's even on team, because Cole Hamels will be back.
Right.
When Cole Hamels is healthy, and they have Hamels, Fried, Soroka, Fulte, that's pretty good.
It's solid. Again, I think you're Soroka, again, might be one of the best pitchers you don't know in baseball after what he did last year. And I think Fried can take a step up. You'd like to go into the playoffs next year saying, like, that's our Jack Flaherty. That's our Batman. And that there's a fear factor with him. He had a good postseason start last year, so there's no reason to not believe. There's a lot of good pitching in that series last year outside of the last game. So yeah, I don't. This team's gonna win a bunch of games. I think they're the easy favorites in the NL East.
Soroka.
Nailed it.
What do you think his best start was last year?
I would guess 8 innings, no earned runs.
Nope. He went 8 innings twice. But never no earned runs.
Damn.
8 innings, 1 earned run twice.
Okay.
7 innings, no earned runs 3 times.
Not bad.
But I'm going to go that his best start came against the San Francisco Giants. Makes sense. They're terrible. At San Francisco, makes sense. Pitcher's Park. 8 innings pitched, only 2 hits.
169 ERA plus, Jim.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
top tier. Did he get Cy Young votes?
He should have.
He had to get some, right?
He was.
Yeah, he got All-Star, Cy Young, and second in Rookie of the Year. So, good job.
It's pretty good.
9 votes for Soroka. What a guy. You know what? If you really want a Soroka jersey, because now you know about him, you can go to affordablejerseys.com.
Oh, yes.
And you can pick one up.
4-0.
They're a proud sponsor
Soroki
of the team profile and projections. They've been nonstop screaming it. We're affordable jerseys, and we're a proud sponsor of the Talkin baseball team profile and projections. Shut up. You're embarrassing yourself. It's too much. You're being too loud.
Calm down a little bit.
But if you go to affordablejerseys.com and then you go to the Brave section, you can get the new Nike jerseys. You can get the old Majestic jerseys.
Yep.
You can get a Smoltz jersey. You can get a Freeman jersey, which we haven't talked about Freeman enough yet.
No.
They have young, thick Austin Riley. They have an Ozzy Albies #1 dad hat. How about that?
Might need that.
They have some camo ones. Atlanta. They like camo down there, I think.
I think so.
I think it plays.
Yeah.
They got a Necro jersey. That's cool. Anyway, can we talk about Freddie Freeman?
think we can.
I think that his trajectory has him going under the radar now. Like, I think if you ask maybe not a Braves fan, I know you have some Braves fan listening, like a casual fan, they'd be like, oh yeah, he was really good. Still really good.
Still really good. You can basically pencil him in for 300 batting average, of 400 on base, and 30 homers, which you can't say a lot about a lot of guys in Major League Baseball.
136 OPS plus last year, 938 OPS last year, played in 158 games, played in 162 games in 2018. So if you're an AL fan who just knew the name Freddie because he was 20 when he broke in, he was 21 when he got Rookie of the Year votes, and you knew him back then, like, oh wow, this young guy, and now you think of him as an older guy. He's not even that old. He's 29. He's not old at all. In life, in baseball, a little old.
Midlife.
Just know he's still doing the damn thing.
Yeah, I mean the past 3 out of 4 years when he's been healthy, past 3 out of 4 years when he's played over 117 games, he's finished top 10 in the MVP votes. He's a stud. And yeah, you're saying we didn't talk about Freddie. I mean, we barely even touched on Acuna, who...
Oh, yeah. Wow, we barely touched on Acuna.
He's gonna... I mean, he's supposed to be... He's kind of the new star, and he had a, kind of a interesting end to his season. The hustle stuff came out a little bit, and then there was that brutal press conference. So he's easy power. We saw him take batting practice. And it's kind of insane to see how casually he could go to right center field and hit a home run.
We didn't talk about him
until
now. I feel bad about it. So I'm going to bring up his Baseball Savant page, and I'm going to watch a random video.
Okay.
How's that?
I could see you liking it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You
a lot of flavor. Page. Good for baseball.
5.5
and because we didn't talk about him, I'm going to let you guys know that in 2019, dude hit breaking balls better than fastballs. 269 batting average versus fastballs, 304 versus breaking balls.
Can I read you some stats before the random video?
Yeah, of course.
How many runs do you think he scored last year?
Ooh. 91.
127.
That's a lot of runs.
That's a lot of runs.
What the fuck?
41 homers, 101 RBI, 37 stolen bases, led the National League.
37 stolen bases?
Yeah. He's almost 40-40. The dude's special, and by the way, he was 21 last year.
Has anyone been 40-40 at 40, like Ricky? Or
I don't think so.
That'd be cool, right?
That'd be cool.
40, what's the highest you can find? What's the highest you can find?
What's the question? At age 40?
At your age, your steals, and your home runs, the highest you can find where they reach.
It's got to be like Bonds, right? Which, does that count?
I'm going to tweet this out.
Okay.
What's
39-year-old Bonds hit 45 homers.
What's the highest number? How do I word this? You can find.
Nelson Cruz hit 40. Was he 40 last
Where
year?
a player has
no, he wasn't.
More stolen bases and home runs than his age.
So we need like 20-20 over 40. Or 30-10.
No, like if the dude is 35 years old, he needs at least 35 stolen bases or 30 home runs. I'll do an example.
A-Rod in there somewhere?
Is there a 35?
It's got to be an all-timer.
Is there a 35-year-old with more than, I'll go 37 just to make it even tougher. Is there a 37-year-old with more than 37 home runs?
Damn. It's tough.
And 37 stolen bases in a season.
Oh, so you're looking for the oldest age that they cleared their age with both.
Yes.
Got it. I didn't get that to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm interested.
That's a good question, right? Okay, I'll change it. What's the highest age you can find where a player has stolen?
Thanks for listening to the Braves PPP.
Yeah, thank you for listening to the Braves PPP. Random video for Acuna. Here it is. I hope we've never gotten like a highlight. Derek Holland ball to Ronald Acuna Jr. Good. Off-speed pitch. First pitch of the at-bat. Holland didn't even come close to attacking him.
Good take.
Really good take. by Acuna on that one.
What are your expectations for this team, James?
Oh, yeah, I have to do the over-under, too.
Over-under. Favorites to win the East?
Favorites to win the East.
Nats, Mets, Phillies, Marlins.
So, the Phillies, I was down on them when we did a deep dive into their
Right.
roster. The Mets, I'm still very high on the talent,
Right.
but I believe in the Mets effect a lot.
Yeah. Mets going Met.
So I have the Mets and the Braves as the top.
Okay.
I think if the Mets play to the best of their abilities, pitching and hitting,
No Nats?
have the Nats very slight below the two. But I
Okay.
would not. Those three, I think the Phillies will fall out before those three. But I would say the Braves are my favorite, but it's not a landslide favorite. Does that make sense? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think you have them a little more favorite.
Yeah, I have them. Kind of similar to you. I think it's Braves and then Nats, Mets are going to be the second tier with the potential of the Phillies. So like we said on theirs, they just need a lot of stuff to go right with their pitching staff. These other teams have some more flexibility and some more bodies they can go to. I like the Braves. They won 97 games last year. They do lose Donaldson. I think Ozuna can plug some of that. Just a lot of the guys they depend on are young guys who should be getting better. So I think that makes up a lot of the gap. Interested to see if they decide to use some of these young guys to make a move at the deadline, pending who's available. But it just some of their offseason moves were weird / early. They could have used that money a little differently to go out and attack the free agent pool. But like I said, they probably have a bigger plan that I'm not as locked into. And what else is really different? You traded Keuchel for Hamels, essentially. Donaldson out, Ozuna in, with the potential for young, thick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm in on this Braves team. The top three in that lineup, all their young arms, and improved bullpen, which was a weak point for them.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
First response to the question, you are already getting bored, aren't you?
Oh, gotcha. Tough.
No. Talking baseball.
The 30-30-30 club.
Yeah. Yeah. There's got to be someone in that, easily.
You'd like to think. I don't know. Stolen bases aren't like what they used to be.
I know, but back in the day.
Right.
What's Ricky Henderson? Do you ever hit any home runs?
Who's in the 40-40 club? I don't think Ricky. I feel like he had one power year. What's the over-under for the Braves?
It's low. What do you think it is?
I'd guess it's 92, 93, because the division still got better.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's 90.5. So I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I think that's disrespectful to the Braves. I think you got to up that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ricky's high in a season was what, 28?
So Ricky
28 twice.
Yeah. So when he was 28, the one he was 31, so it doesn't count. So at age 27, he had 28 homers and 87 stolen bases.
Yeah.
That's the highest I can find.
I mean,
I've only searched one name.
So
Yeah.
Braves fans, thanks for listening. We both took the over, so that's good news for you.
That was too low.
We got sucked into the 30-30 club. Okay, I've got some names here. Braun in 2012, was he too old? Kinsler in 2011?
How old was Kinsler?
I don't know. I just have the names in front of me.
Okay.
Bobby Abreu. So, yeah, thanks for listening to some Braves talk. Thanks for listening to some 30-30 talk.
We're going to go figure out this question. By the time you listen to this, it'll already be on Twitter. So
It'll
just go
already
find
be
the thread
announced.
and there'll be a lot of answers.
And, partially sorry this is attached, but this is good baseball stuff. So
it's baseball.
It's
Baseball!
Baseball!
See you later.
Go Braves.
Go Braves. A lot of talent.
Chop on? They still doing that?
I think it's actually chop your dick off. After a bad outing.